You're about to find your home. This is a message for some of you who you've never had your permanent home. This could talk about a house for sure, but this is more so than a building. You're about to find your home on this earth. Some of you, you could right now be living hotel to hotel, Airbnb to Airbnb, apartment to apartment, lease to lease, friend to friend, relative to relative. Whoever this is for, you almost felt like you've been a vagabond your entire life going from place to place. Some of you who this is for, you could have felt like you had your home or you found your place at one point and it didn't work out. You know, it could have been that you lost your mortgage or that you had to leave or you had financial issues. That's because that wasn't your home. You're getting ready to find your home. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be better than anything that you've ever experienced before. I'm trying to warm up. I was just outside, so I'm over here by this fireplace. This is a blessing that's always been meant for you. Everything happens for a reason. For a lot of you, it might have been a point that you didn't even have a desire to have a home. Like some people, I know even for myself, even the first time that I got married, I was like, I was not trying to get a house. I was like, that's what we not about to do. I didn't want to be settled down in that type of way, even though I was married, quote unquote. But some of you could have been that way as well. Like some of you could have been a person that naturally likes to move around or likes to explore different things. And for others of you, it could have been that you have had a desire to have a home, but it just hasn't worked out in that type of way. This is your message. It was for a reason. You were supposed to go different places and experience different things and different people because it's all leading you to a time that you're ready for now. You're ready for that. You're ready to settle down. You're ready for your security and your stability. For a lot of you, this is specifically about a home. I'm going to be honest. This is coming to me now. Some of you could be getting like some type of inheritance. This is odd. Some of you might meet somebody and it may seem like they want you for a certain reason. Let's still like say they're like, I want to work with you or I want you to help me out here. And what you don't realize is this person is vetting you to be able to leave you some form of inheritance. Some of you could be getting inheritance from somebody that you're not even related to. It could be somebody that they don't have any children or they don't have any heir or anything like that, and they're gonna give it and pass it on to you. And for others of you, this is a small message, but I must say this. For some of you, you're gonna find your home, but this is more so in terms of what you do, in terms of your purpose. So it could be that you've been doing many different things, and sometimes you might have been like, man, I thought I found my calling or I thought I found my job, just to find out that ain't it neither. I thought that's what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life. You're about to see that everything that you've done, every path that God has taken you has led you to the point where now you're ready. Now you have all the tools. Now you have all the skills to fully walk in your purpose. Something that I always like to remind everyone of, especially chosen ones, is you've been walking in your purpose. You've been living in your purpose. Your life is purposeful as a chosen one. This is why we always like to refer to Romans 8:28. Hence the 8:28 podcast. Check that out if you haven't. That is the journey of chosen ones. Every chosen one will relate to that. One of the reasons that's one of my favorite verses in the Bible is because it's so true. And it says, all things work together for good for those who love God and have been called according to the purpose of the Most High. Your life has always been on purpose. Even those things that might have seemed off course or those things that you didn't understand, it was all for you. It was all leading you to a certain point. Your purpose is not something that you find. Your purpose is something that you'll see unfolds. You'll get to a point where you're fully walking in your purpose, where you're perceptive of what that is, but then you'll be able to look back and see how the entire time you was on that journey to get exactly there. So it's all part of it. Some of you it's that, but for others of you, you're literally getting ready to find your home, your forever home. For some of you, it could be in a different country than you currently live now. For others of you, it could be in your country that you're in now, but it could be in a different state or a different city. Some of you are literally 5 or 10 minutes away from your home. And the most interesting thing about this, even for those of you who this message is for, first and foremost, touch and agree and thank God in advance. Start seeing in your mind and allowing that vision to come up what it looks like. Because I'm telling you, for some of you right now, your house is being prepared. People are being moved. And some of you, something is being built right now, and that's for you. This is something that may even be more than what you thought you could ever have. And that's different for everybody. But it's going to be perfect for you, and it's going to be more than enough space. We're talking about beautiful, well-constructed. We're talking about something that has a foundation that will stand the test of time. This is also a home that's going to be in a great location. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with ley lines and energy, but that's real. When I first moved to Atlanta, I was staying in Buckhead for the first 3.5 years. Like, I was in South Tuxedo Park, let's be clear. But I was right in the thick of it. And I loved my home. It was so beautiful. But I would always tell my friend, like, I feel like I'm in a beautiful prison because the energy out there was crazy. I'm not even going to get into that and say what I was about to say, but it was like, it was beautiful. It was architecturally something that I liked, but the energy of the location, I couldn't, it was just not good. Okay. It felt like Sodom and Gomorrah out there. Okay. That's just for lack of better words. And when I ended up relocating to the part of Atlanta that I stay in now, man, when I say it's one of the most peaceful places I've ever lived in my life. The only other place that I can say that was peaceful like that was when me and my daughter was just getting back on our feet after my divorce. We had a one bedroom apartment. We first moved in there. Unbeknownst to us, it had roaches and everything. We got them roaches out though. But we were living there and it was so small. It was such a humble place. It's still one of my favorite places I've ever lived, and I've lived in some of the most beautiful places. But that it was just something about the energy. It was so peaceful. I felt so safe. It was like a womb. And that's how the place that I'm currently at, that's exactly how that place feels as well. I said that to say this is what I mean by ley lines. There are certain energy grids, and there are certain places that it just has like dark principalities over it. I'm going to be honest. You're going to be in a place that it feels so peaceful to your soul. You're gonna be in a place where it's like the land belongs to you. Almost like your ancestors walked that land for some of you. I'm gonna be honest. Very peaceful, very serene. Sometimes you'll live in environments and you don't understand you're fighting the energy of that environment. This is why everything is important. It's not just about how things look, but we also got to be in alignment with the energy. That's why we got to take all things to the Most High. That's why Proverbs 3:5 says, do not lean on your own understanding. Acknowledge God in all your ways and your paths will be made straight. This goes to for everything. This is why we should always take things to the Most High, because it may be something that looks good to us, but everything that glitters is not gold. And sometimes the sacrifice and the cost of certain things that you want that looks good on the outside, it will cost you so much more on the back end. It's never worth it. For those of you who this is for, you're getting ready to find your forever home. I don't care what your finances look like. I don't care what your career is. I don't care about none of that. This is a message for you. You'll know if you know. You're going to get confirmation. A prophetic message, if it's really for you, is going to be confirmation on top of something that the Most High already gave you. But if that's not the case, when you first hear the prophetic message, you'll feel it in your soul. You'll feel it in your spirit. You'll know it's for you. There'll be specific things that are said that you'll know. For those of you who's hearing this prophetically in this way directly towards you for the first time, you're going to get confirmation. You're going to get a second and a third confirmation, because all the confirmation that's coming from the Most High that's really over our lives this year is going to come in threes. And one thing that I'll say for those of you who this message is for, 444 could be a significant number that's been showing up in your life, for whatever combination of that. Anyways, look, perfect timing for the end of the video. If you would like to get confirmation over your life prophetically or any of my business services, you can contact me on prettybosstv.com. I love to work with you. Also, if you would love to join a community of chosen ones, light workers, star seeds, then you can also come find us on patreon.com/prettybosstv. We'd love to have you. Congratulations on your new home. Put them house emojis for me below if you know this is your message. Touch and agree. I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all willing. Peace.